So next is Godwyll presenting on AppEngine.
I'm Godwyll from team and Twitter handle there, so you can follow me. I'm from Ghana Technology Industry College. I'm a Go student ambassador. I'm not here in my capacity as that. I'm here to talk about Go AppEngine as a development and hosting platform for web developers. Or when you want to host the web apps. Initially, I thought I was talking to maybe just novices, but when I came here and when I saw everyone here was a Go in some sort, so I hope what I'm going to discuss will not be too basic for you. So, how many of us have tried to, or have started a web app, posted it from the ground up? You might have faced some of the challenges I'll talk about next. Or creating a web app from the ground up, developing and posting it can be very, very challenging. Or it's obvious, we might have to write our code, maybe in a language you choose, so that's not a serious challenge because that's what you want to do. But things like the server come into question. How to set up a server, your configurations, and then your database, your SQL database. You need to create tables, connections, link the two. It can be very challenging. You have to also look at your what you're going to run the code on. It can also be challenging. You also have problems like monitoring. After setting up your application, you want to find out how much traffic you are getting. As it online, there are a lot of problems. Your logs, your configs, the amount of money involved. So the question arises, why AppEngine? Before that, after another major problem that you face when you are trying to manage your app is maintenance. After doing all these things, after getting it to work, it's running all right on the machine, and you want to maintain it. Maybe you have a new version you want to push. You have to do a lot of things. Some tasks you want to take care of. Sometimes you can't do them manually. So how do you take care of all these? So the question comes, why AppEngine or Google AppEngine? Google AppEngine lets you run your web applications on Google's infrastructure. It also allows you to save the app from your own domain name, or for some of us that might not have the money to purchase, and if you know that it's not big enough right now to earn something, you can start with the free option by using the AppSpot domain. Put our app ID, appid.theappspot.com, and you are good to go. It also allows you to share your application with the world or limit access to just maybe your organization, especially those who are on the Google Apps for businesses. It allows for that one. It's easy to get started, like I'll show right now. Scalability, maybe you might not have that problem, those problems right now. It's reliable, it's secure, because there's a lot of issues with privacy of our data and all these things, but the same policies that Google use for their web apps or their applications, we can be sure that we have that same protection. And so scaling again. And then about the APIs, there are a number of APIs you can use. There are task queues to simplify our handling of a lot of jobs. There are protocols you can use, messaging protocols like the XMPP. The database can be very, very easy. Sometimes you don't even need to know anything about databases, and you can still start a web app with Google AppEngine. Unlike the normal one where you need to have a lot of idea about SQL, how to set up tables, how to a lot of things. And you are in control. You can manage your application with a simple dashboard that will show just now. So before you get started, you need to choose a language. I think right now AppEngine supports Python and PHP, but there's also Go. And Java too. And to start, you need to use the app function. So to get started, you go to AppEngine.google.com. Okay, I just wanted the so AppEngine.google.com. You can see you get started. You need a Google email or your Gmail account to get started. So when you get started, you install the SDK, like I said earlier. So if I'm using Python here, so I have the Python installed on my system. And the Python version of the SDK to install on my system. And I'll be running this code. In starting a Google App Engine project, especially for Python, there are two main files you need to think of anytime you are starting. Your app.yaml file and then your main file, like in almost every language. So the app.yaml shows you your configuration or how the structure of your app. Let me put it that way. Structure of your app. So you have your app ID there, you have the version. So maybe next time you are pushing a new version, you change it to 2 and then it's very easy to just update. No problems there. The Python, the one time I'm using your Python, maybe from PHP, Java. The API version of the SDK tools here is one, so yeah. And then there are handlers. You can easily handle how the paths in your project and all those things. And also where the app is running from. So let's see the main function. So this is a sample app. When you start create a new application, I think this boilerplate that is already there. It helps you get the understanding of or the core implementation of it all. So we have something called Web App 2. It's something that they've developed very well, and you can read more about it later. So this is a sample app that I like to run, but because I've already signed up, I don't know how to do the getting started from that point, but if maybe I could get a volunteer if there's time.
Yes,
Or you can continue with your login.
Okay. So I've already logged in. And I have the project I want to run running in a folder on my PC called DevCongress guests. Yeah. And then I've created a new application on the server side, that's on both ends. And then the name of that application has to have the same name as the one I have on my PC. So I create that name and then I wait, do everything locally. And then I push it by going here, deploy, then I'm on a two-step verification, so I need to use okay. So I just push it. Maybe the internet rates will end. bonnet is done. It's not. Okay. But let me check if it's running now. Okay. So I've done this update here was done locally, but I saved it's my index file, so it's there already. So it was very easy to get started. I had everything locally. I ran it locally, worked on my machine locally. When I pushed it online, no change was done to it. It just started. So when I just update maybe. It goes there. It's off. It's all running online. So it was very, very easy to get started. So you can also try it out. I think, yeah, like I mentioned, PHP, Python, Java, and Go. So I get started. So I'm done.
All right. Okay, so I'd like to give opportunity for 2 questions. But before that, I want to give other comments. There's actually a course on Udacity which talks on AppEngine. So I think it's CS253. So if you have time, if you have resources like internet bandwidth and stuff like that, you can.
I think I have some the files here, so if you want it.
And then one more thing, all the slides and everything that was shown here, we will send them to you. So don't worry too much if you don't have your laptop. So 2 questions. Any 2 questions? All right.
Let me stand up. I wanted to know, this looks very simple.
Yeah, very, very simple.
Yeah.
For them.
How long does it take, maybe from here to maybe to Vine or to Instagram or to Facebook account?
Almost like the Ellen now. I don't know. I know it takes a lot of work. I can add maybe some JavaScript and things to make it look nicer. So it to be like, but it has the core features. That's all I wanted to mention.
And what I also know is, so I'm thinking you need to get this on the app, is it the app? No, the Google Play. Is it Google Play?
No, this is a web app.
It's a web app.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if I have a far right now on my machine, like a PHP, which runs in HTTP jobs?
Yeah. You can run it locally already.
I run it locally already. So I just have to download the app.
The one for
SDK.
the one for PHP, yeah.
Then I can push everything out there.
Everything. There's a resource for that. Developers.google.com/AppEngine. I think we get a point. It's very good to get started.
Okay, one question. I think as right now, I have a problem that I wanted to see if we can analyze it and see if you have any suggestions for me. There was a project that was written in old PHP code. I think the PHP has been replaced with new versions. And how would this AppEngine help me upgrade my code PHP on the web?
Even when in the runtime, you choose. I don't know which. I've never done PHP before. I don't know which versions you're talking of. But in the runtime, initially Python was on 2.5. I think that's what I used. But I updated it, so I changed the app.yaml file to 2. I didn't change it to 2.7. I think that's what I don't know my had on my still. So I don't know much about whether it can update on its own. No, you just have to specify the version you are using in the app.yaml file. Like this. So yeah, this is an example of an app I was doing. This one is running on 2.7. So I specified it here. So I don't know whether there's PHP, maybe some other version we can specify it here and to know which kind of version you are using, and it will make things easy.